So I want to quickly state this here real quick before I continue with this review of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm sorry about this review being up late. I've been feeling under the weather today and I decided to get a couple more hours of sleep. And if you did not watch my Death Parade review and you're watching this first, most likely you probably already heard this if you watched both. But I'm just keeping you up to date for you all to know why these reviews are up late today, because I just kind of felt a little bit, peakish, just not the best today. So, anyways, this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I have to say, that this episode was funny. Like, just straight up funny and shocking. I didn't expect to see Polnarf's penis in this episode. I just want to take a moment to say, like, holy shit. So, they censor so much crap in Japan. They censor gore, violence, hallway scenes supposedly from Parasite, to, smoking with Jotaro. I mean, they censor a lot of things in Japan. A lot. And to see how, supposedly, a small little Polnarf's penis is fine, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, just very shocking. I would have expected that to be censored. I really would. And to see that not censored, I'm like, okay, those priorities, Japan. I mean, whoa. So, here's the thing. With this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, we have a new stand user introduced and a new power along with this new stand user. And this new stand user that has like this shadow-like type stand, he can manipulate his stand to go into someone else's shadow and he can turn them into a child. That right there comes from left field. Like, I did not expect a stand ability like that. Like, I thought this shadow dude was going to be able to manipulate Polnarf and everybody else with his shadow, but come to find out, this dude is just a sicko. Like, this dude is an adult that likes beating the shit out of people that are weaker than him. That's exactly how this dude is. He won't attack adults, and he wants to only attack children or weak people. And to see that, it's kind of screwed up seeing how he was perceived in this episode. I mean, he was beating the shit out of Polnarf, beating the shit out of that child at the beginning of the episode. It's just a very dark way to view this episode. Now, the thing I do want to talk about when it came to this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has to be that bath scene. Like, oh my god, that bath scene. So, Polnarf got probably one of the best moments of his entire life. He was getting washed by a naked woman that he met that was caring for him as if he was a child. He's getting to snuggle his face all into that opie and all sorts of shit like that. And I'm thinking like, you lucky son of a bitch. And that reminded me of that One Piece scene. You remember Momo when he had Nami and all that in One Piece? That's exactly what that reminded me of. Like, wow. Just, wow. Just seeing Polnarf having a scene like that this episode, I'm like, I bet he feels very happy to be a child once again to do something like that and, not be blamed or looked at as if he was a pervert or something like that. So that scene, just very funny. Like, it's just very good comedy. I have to say I laughed my ass off when I was watching the second half of this episode, because just seeing how he was in the bath with this girl, it's just like, whoa. Now, the first half of the episode is pretty much the introduction of the stand user. I think the stand is called Set. And this stand user, he actually can manipulate the person's memories. Like, if you turn into a child, your memories are reverted to a childlike state. So, like, let's say you know all this great knowledge when you turn, like, age 10, okay? And you were to be turned to the age of 7, you would forget all that knowledge from 7 and up. You would. So this is a really bad situation, because this dude doesn't just affect your physical body, he affects your mind, and he also affects your stand. Because we see Silver Chariot, it's fucked. Like, oh my god, Silver Chariot is just completely just screwed up in this, like, episode of JoJo, because you see how Silver Chariot is trying to fight, and the freaking blade just bends over, and I'm like, oh god, this is not good. So, yeah, that's pretty much this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. A very good episode. I had a lot of fun watching it. Just cannot wait to see what's going to happen next and see how Polnarf is going to get out of this. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.